Remember Ronaldo? Ronaldo's entire thing is conspiracy theory stuff. He's a true believer, and he loves to investigate the paranormal. And when he learns that everything strange and weird around Beach City, his hometown, and thus by extension Earth, comes from the gems, his mind kinda snaps. It's not hard to see that he feels like his life is now meaningless, because you've essentially said that there's nothing special or unique about the Earth, that it doesn't have any kind of mystical or paranormal thing on it. There's nothing remotely magical on Earth the way there is for the gems. Nope, nothing at all. The only thing close to the paranormal is from off-planet.
No! It just isn't that simple! There's got to be more to it than just you!
And I know what you're gonna say. Well, we have things like ladybugs and unique life forms. Other planets have life forms. The gem homeworld has enslaved and harvested dozens of worlds. They're familiar with organic life. And some of those planets probably had civilizations of their own, too. How is this unique to Earth? Other planets are gonna have life or civilizations or love or stuff like that. Unique mystical phenomenon is different. Having something paranormal or supernatural or mystical or magical that the gems haven't seen elsewhere would have been greatly appreciated. I mean, I like ladybugs, but it's not really enough. To say that the only magical thing on Earth is the gems, and that's it, is just... Am I the only one who thinks that's lame? But here's the biggest problem I have with the show, and it ties into Ronaldo's point in Rising Tides, Crashing Skies. He goes to have a little talk with Steven.
Oh, that giant hand? It was a spaceship coming to get us.
Us? I knew it! Steven, we know too much!
No, not us. I meant me and the crystal gems.
Wait, so the hand wasn't here to snatch up humans for a human zoo?
Actually, you're sorta right, because as it turns out, in the aeons that had passed earlier, Pink Diamond was kinda scooping up humans to put into a human zoo, so points for that.
No. I'm pretty sure it came to Beach City for me and the crystal gems.
Oh,
And so the dawn breaks.
So if you and the crystal gems weren't here, we wouldn't have been attacked by the giant hand?
Oh, definitely not. Hey, Ronaldo.
So Ronaldo goes to confront Steven and the crystal gems right in the middle of a fight with a corrupted gem, and he brings up the whole "you guys are a serious danger to the city" point. So here's this giant enemy crab.
Where's Amethyst?
This is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, Steven!
But the crystal gems are here to help people.
But all the monsters just come here to get you guys! And then wreck things and put us in danger!
So here's the exchange. Listen very closely to the arguments they use.
Beach City would be way safer if you guys weren't here!
Listen, Frybo. Magic beings are indeed drawn to us, but we were here long before Beach City even existed.
Who cares how long you've been here? Innocent people are in danger as long as you're hanging around!
No, really. That's her argument. That's their argument. They never really actually provide any kind of real rebuttal beyond, well, we were here before Beach City. Okay, one, humans were around before you were here. This is our planet. And two, the minute you crystal gems came to the world, you were a danger to it. You came to terraform the planet, remember? Ronaldo's entire point is that if the gems weren't around Beach City, then people wouldn't be put in danger, and they often are put in danger because of whom the gems fight. I mean, the entire city had to be evacuated once. Yeah, remember that? It's not uncommon for the crystal gems to have big fights in the streets in the middle of the day. If the gems had never come to Earth, had never tried to invade, none of this would even be happening at all. But instead of actually addressing the fact that Ronaldo actually kind of has a point, that they're putting the entire Earth in danger by their presence alone, and firsties is a flawed argument to use to begin with.
You're right.
They just decide to deliberately let Ronaldo think he's won and pretend to disband. Because Garnet knows he'll come crawling back to beg them to return.
Well, this relates to your movie. You said it yourself. The gems cause all the weird stuff in Beach City. So now that they're gone, there'll be no more weird stuff.
No.
That was very poorly edited.
Were we really gonna leave Beach City?
No, I just wanted him to get that camera out of my face.
That's friggin' shady as hell.
What's wrong,
But it gets
Steven?
worse.
I think I
Do you
broke
remember
Ronaldo's heart.
this little line?
Steven. Humans just lead short, boring, insignificant lives, so they make up stories to feel like they're a part of something bigger.
Wow. That's unbelievably offensive to anybody who has any kind of belief system, philosophy, or any kind of ideology at all. But it gets worse. Do you remember what she says immediately after?
They want to blame all the world's problems on some single enemy they can fight, instead of a complex network of interrelated forces beyond anyone's control.
Okay, first things first. 1, there's plenty in life that people can control. Even frigging Kung Fu Panda pointed this out.
But there are things we can't control. I can control when the fruit will fall. And I can control where to plant the seed. Hiya! That is no illusion, Master.
And 2, say, Pearl, what's the one source of problem for you and the other crystal gems? What's that one thing, that one solitary big honkin' issue that continues to be a threat pretty much every day of the week for you guys? Oh, right. Homeworld and its gems. Your own lives have a single enemy you can fight who, if they weren't fighting you, well, that would pretty much fix almost, if not all, the problems you have with being on Earth. Oh, but that would make too much sense for you to acknowledge your blatant hypocrisy. Let's be honest, because if it wasn't for that one enemy, well, you could just relax and watch opera, or hang out on the beach, or, say, have a bet on how many ketchup bottles Amethyst can chug down. But if you think that perhaps Homeworld is too vague, how about just the diamonds?
Cluster, and I want that planet to die. Just make that happen.
The diamonds being out of the way would pretty much solve all their problems right there. And there are one singular enemy. There are one thing that the crystal gems could fight against and beat and win and solve all their problems. And if they weren't around, you could do things like, oh, say, more of this.
If you're trying to flush yourself down the toilet, it won't work. Trust me, I've tried.
Or more of this.
Hey. Ah!